Hello, everybody. My name is Wesley Smotherman. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and this is Open Mic. So glad you guys are here today. Just a reminder that Open Mic is on 3 channels: YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Please make sure you check them out, as you will see various other videos from the past as well as in the future. Please leave a comment below on what you think of the video, as well as if you have any questions you would like to ask, or maybe an opinion about future topics. Whatever it is, I cannot wait to hear from you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Hey, welcome back. So glad you guys are here today. Today, I just wanted to take about 10-15 minutes of your time and really discuss with you ways to have better communication with your spouse, or maybe even with your significant other. Whatever it may be, we all could use better communication. I know I could as well, especially with my wife. But I wanted to talk to you guys about just 4 simple steps, 4 simple things that you can do to help build that communication. Now, before I go into that, I have to share a story, because obviously this is something that I've learned in my life and still continuing to learn. But one of the things that this brings me back to is a time when my wife was pregnant with our first kid. And I remember she came home. She was a labor and delivery nurse. She was on her feet for 12 hours. And she was probably due 2 to 4 weeks. She was almost due. And I remember she came home and she was just talking about all her day and just the physical pain that she was in. You know, her feet was swelling. She was really tired. She was dealing just with patients and dealing with doctors. And I remember her just really pouring her heart out to me and really just going over all the things that she was dealing with. And I remember as I was listening to her, all these things I was going to do for her, because I was pretty excited. I was like, okay, I got all this stuff. I'm ready. I got all these ideas that we're going to do. And I remember when she got done talking, I opened my mouth and I said, okay, this is what we're going to do. And I laid out everything that I was going to do for her, because in my mind, I was going to help her make her feel better. And to my surprise, she totally did not dig it. In fact, she looked at me, and I remember she said in a quiet voice, "I did not want you to fix me. I just wanted you to validate how I was feeling." And I remember from that moment on, everything I knew about communication, I needed to learn, because obviously here I am thinking that I was helping my wife when my wife wasn't wanting me to fix her problem. In fact, what she pointed out to me very clearly is that even though I thought I was listening, I wasn't. And so these 4 tips, I hope, will help you guys develop a more healthier way of communicating. And so obviously the first step is listening. Now, that can be very difficult. With so many distractions in our world, it can be very difficult for us to pay attention when the other person is talking. And so sometimes I find myself being distracted. When my wife is talking about something really important to me or asking me a question, sometimes I'm on my phone or I'm playing a video game or I'm watching TV. And so one thing I could tell you is eliminate distractions. Let her know that you are fully committed to the conversation that you're in, because listening is so important. Now, when I hear the word listening, or when you hear the word listening, make sure there's no fixing in it, because listening requires hearing what's going on inside her heart, listening to maybe what she is feeling. So the first thing is just listen. Listen to what she is saying, eliminate all the distractions, and let her know by your eye contact as well as your body language that you are fully engaged in the conversation. The second thing is reflecting. What's reflecting? Reflecting is almost kind of what we call as a mirror effect. Reflecting back what you have heard her say and kind of what you are thinking that she's feeling. So when I heard you say is that you've been really tired today and you feel really worn down. Is that correct? When you do that, what you're doing is you're showing her that not only are you listening, but you're engaged in the conversation and you're trying to understand her story better. Sometimes we jump to the solution without really understanding the person's story or their heart. And so the second thing is give a good, healthy reflection. Reflect back what you heard and reflect back what you hear. The third thing is to ask questions. If maybe you're tracking her story and you feel like you're confused with some of the things she's saying or not really understanding some of the things that she's been dealing with, ask her questions. Call a timeout and say, hey, when you said this, what did you mean by that? Asking questions helps the other person know that you're listening and that you're trying to take the time, again, to get to know their story as well as how they're feeling. The fourth thing to do is to validate. Now, what is validating? Validating, in a way, is you putting yourself in their situation and just trying to experience what are they feeling, what are they thinking. And one of the things about validation is it requires you, again, to listen. There's no fixing in validation. Validation is simply you stating, man, what you have been through must have been very difficult. How can I help you? Or, wow, it sounds like you are really exhausted. Is there anything I can do for you? Validating helps the other person know that you are engaged in the conversation and that you're listening to them. So going them back over again, there's listening, there's reflecting, there's asking questions, and then there's validating. These are four things that I find very helpful. Now, the biggest thing I want to speak to is for you men, because us men, we are fixers, right? We like to fix things. And when someone that we love comes to us with a problem, comes to us with a complaint or a challenge, the very first thing we want to do is fix it. But I want to tell you that there's no fixing and validating. And so I want to help encourage you men is when your spouses come to you with a problem, turn off that fix-it mode and begin to turn up those ears and really begin to listen to her heart. When you can do these four things, you are doing the one thing that's most important is you're caring for her heart. And when you care for her heart, that opens up a more clear way of communication. I hope this helps you. Please leave a comment below what you thought, as well as any ideas for future topics. Thank you so much. Please, again, like us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. I hope to see you guys next week.